Did something happen to the village?
No. Nothing. I came to visit because I missed you. Must there be an agenda?
What exactly did you say? About the outside?
Well, Shangfu, Zhengming, Sipao, and Wu, all the respected people in the village have come here to pay you a visit. I thought you should know.
How about Shigen? Is he not there?
Shigen didn't come. He has a rebellious tendency and is plotting to turn against you. Dongbao, let me give you an update on the situation in Lei Village. The policies have improved. Since Deng Xiaoping's southern visit, the township and county have been more lenient with Lei Village. When you first got into trouble, we couldn't do anything since they were so severe. As a result, our village's many factories were dragged down. I took advantage of the easing to work overtime at the building material factory with over 100 employees, and I also sold a portion of our stock. I used the funds to provide medical assistance to the villagers.
Wang Wei, you did an excellent job.
When we built the brick kiln and factories, it was to improve and provide a better life for the villagers. But after the incident, this has always been on my mind.
Despite making such a big mistake, the authorities only gave me a 2-year term here in this prison.
Apart from Song Yunhui's
unwavering support, the key was that I kept the people of Lei Village in my heart at all times. Even though I made a mistake,
my conscience remains clean.
You are completely right. The villagers also remember those good things. When they received payouts, everyone said you were great. Everyone wants you to be in charge again. The feedback was overwhelming. I also wish to pay the villagers monthly labor insurance, medical benefits, and other expenses on schedule. But I'm having such difficulties. The building material factory has a lower entry barrier. Small manufacturers have sprung up all over in the recent years. The competition is tougher. The person in charge must have power to run the factory effectively. But Shigen controls the village's industry. Even minor issues such as bonus payments and payroll deductions must be handled by him. How can I convince my men in this manner?
you wish to be a contractor.
I just think that if I were in charge, I should have more authority and control over finances. I don't have to be a contractor.
Isn't it the same thing? The matter was previously discussed in the village committee. No way.
But before you could protect us with your presence, we at Lei Village were able to live comfortably despite relying on loans because of your extensive connections and strong reputation. But now you are imprisoned. You have no idea how hard it is for us out there. The bank interest and the employees' compensation have been crushing us.
I can assist you in finding business solutions, or you may just revive the construction team and use supplies from our own facility. But what you mentioned is impossible.
Dongbao, it's easy for you to say that when you are inside. Where will the construction team obtain new projects? We no longer have any ties with the county, and the city treats Lei Village as a bad example. Everyone avoids us.
In any case, there's always a way out. I can't set the precedent for you. Now, if I outsource jobs to you, others will just follow suit. Now that I'm inside here, I can't keep an eye over the village. I will only let the collective and Lei Village suffer.
If you don't delegate work to me, Lei Village will suffer greatly. That brat Shigen has been sucking up to the bosses and collaborating with that new Mayor Chu. The township received all of the village's funds. Lei Village is now losing money.
Even if I outsource jobs to you, what else will you be able to give to the village other than the contract fee? At the end of the day, it's still you, Shi Hongwei, who will gain.
We have dedicated ourselves to Lei Village for over 10 years. Shouldn't we be compensated? Dongbao, when you told me to suck it up, I did. Looking at all the people who used to beg us for goods become wealthy, I still didn't complain, did I? At this point, you are still stopping me. I really don't understand you, Lei Dongbao.
Stopping you from being able to make a small profit? I'm not stopping you. However, you can't dismiss Lei Village.
Dismiss Lei Village? Aren't you considerate? It's been half a year. Besides me, who else has come to see you?
Hongwei!
What exactly do you mean by that?
Determine the meaning by yourself.
I think it's about time you leave.
Stop
Get
there.
out!
Tell me what exactly happened to Lei Village.
Lei Village is all good. Haven't I told you that before?
You can't keep lying, sister-in-law. He was born and raised in Lei Village. He knows how ruthless they are. Back then, he witnessed how the villagers treated senior secretary. I still remember that.
The villagers scolded me?
They drove your mother out of the village and nearly dug up your ancestors' grave. Dongbao, stop thinking about the villagers. You should think about yourself. Delegate the tasks to me. Only then will I be able to assist you.
All right, stop it! Get out! Get out! Dongbao. Don't listen to him. He was just blabbering nonsense.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Don't take his words to heart, dear. Mom is all good. She's living with me. She's healthy and has no problems at all.
Well, thank you.
Dongbao. Let's put Lei Village out of our minds. Come to my shop. Once you are released, I'll watch over you. We'll have a good life as a family. I'm not going to spare Hongwei. I'll deal with him.
I could be mistaken about some things. I'll have to think about it while I'm in here. I'm here to reform. I should be able to do better.
Thank you.
Dad, I can see that you're getting better at cutting steaks.
Practice makes perfect. He's been interacting with foreign businessmen.
But too much steak makes this Chinese man uncomfortable.
Why did you decide to come here then? Western restaurants have a slightly better atmosphere. That's all.
It's your fault for not telling us earlier.
Your mom assumed you were bringing American colleagues.
Yes. Had I known it was just you, we would have gone to eat Shanghai cuisine.
Hey, Les. How's this month's field trip? Any enterprises you're interested in? Let me know. I'll give them a heads up.
Dad, here you go again.
I'm just creating more opportunities so I can see my daughter more.
I know you guys care about me. I've been so busy this month that I haven't been able to spend time with you. That's why, consider this as my way of compensation.
And what's this?
A guide to office development. Where did you get this?
From my former Wall Street colleague. The English version has hundreds of pages, but I didn't have time and didn't know the Chinese translations of many phrases. So I focused on the main points. You may give Big Liang and the others a copy.
Sure.
You said that you disliked Big Liang, but deep inside you missed your cousin.
Oh, please, says who? This guide is for Dad to use.
Dear, can you do me one more favor then? Tomorrow's your day off. Have dinner with Grandpa again. I've passed on the questions. You told me the other day to Big Lian and Xiaoran. They've been wanting to seek your advice in person.
They want to get advice, but they have to go through a middleman? Call me themselves if they have questions.
Your attitude has already scared Big Liang off.
I don't care. I'm going to Donghai tomorrow. If they aren't in a hurry, wait until I get back.
Tomorrow? Shouldn't it be the day after tomorrow?
That's right.
I'm going a day early to catch Mr. Song off guard.
So it'll be a surprise visit. You have a big group. Comrades of the foreign affairs team will be quite busy.
Hey, something's wrong. We met your colleagues at the front desk of the hotel this afternoon. They were discussing a visit to the Bund tomorrow.
I'll go there alone first, and then the rest of us will go as planned.
You are going alone? Donghai is so far away, and you are unfamiliar with the country. What if something happens? You can't go alone, right?
That's right. Do your colleagues know that you're going alone? Did they agree to that?
Dad, I'm the leader. I don't need their approval for anything. Besides, I also want to surprise Mr. Song. Bringing others along is inconvenient. You were the one who taught me to take the unprepared by surprise. The art of war says so. You know, the two of you mustn't inform Mr. Song. This is an important step in my investment evaluation. You have to keep it a secret.
Okay then. Come on. Let's wish our daughter a successful field trip, okay? Huh? Cheers.
Cheers. Here's to success.
Liang Sishen?
Hey there, Mr. Song. If I'm not wrong, we haven't seen each other in 12 years, right?
Shouldn't you arrive tomorrow in the afternoon? And why are you here by yourself?
I wanted to surprise you. We hadn't seen each other in a long time. I didn't want to meet you at some formal foreign delegation reception. It's not entertaining. And seeing you at work up close gives me a better understanding of you and your plant.
Okay then. I will begin by showing you around our facility.
Sure. Mr. Song? I'd like to go up and have a look.
You can't go inside the work area without attire.
Just lend me your work attire then. No worries. Back in the US, I can even cross the desert alone in an old rented car. Wow. It's magnificent. I knew I could see the whole Donghai from here.
27 seconds remaining. After 27 seconds, you'll witness the most beautiful scene in Donghai.
Oh my gosh! This is so beautiful. Mr. Song, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, me too.
This trip back, I met a lot of people I knew. And from what I remember, they were all impressive people. But all of them disappointed me after the exchange. But thankfully, Mr. Song, you preserved my fond memories of our country's young talents.
Thank you for recognizing me as a young talent.
But Mr. Song, you do look a bit older than you are now. My cousin Liang Fan is a year older than you, but he looks so much younger.
Okay. So, can you tell me now what your true intentions are?
You want to know why I came to Donghai a day early. I was awfully poor and lonely.
Poor and lonely?
What's wrong? Did that come out wrong? What I meant to say was, someone without companion. That's it.
Maybe you should have said independent or unaccompanied.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. My companions will be in Donghai tomorrow at 1 p.m. sharp. Procedures of the negotiation and visit will be carried out as per agreed. I assure you, Mr. Song.
Yes, of course. However, you still haven't informed me why you arrived in Donghai so early. Sishen, did you encounter some difficulties during this work trip?
No, I didn't. Why do you ask that? Mr. Song, I have to tell you about a situation. The delegation has been in China for over a month now, but the results of the field trip weren't very good. And my American colleagues have grown bored with the matter. Although I've made a lot of efforts, the results weren't good. I hope you can be mentally prepared for that.
Whatever happens, thank you, Liang Sishen.
And thank you as well, Mr. Song. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have met Jean, nor would I have gotten this job offer. I know that Donghai Phase 2 has been in the pipeline for a long time and is highly regarded by the leaders of relevant ministries, but your recent search for foreign investment hasn't been exactly successful.
What's your plan, then?
I hope you're aware that Donghai will be facing U.S. Lyondell's extremely thorough and difficult evaluation procedure. You will have to provide us with as much information as possible to achieve an initial interest in collaboration. I assume that's what you're asking for, too.
Hello, who is this?
Mr. Song, it's Liang Shishen's father, Liang Daolin.
Oh, Mr. Liang. Hello, hello.
Hello, Mr. Song. I apologize for calling you out of the blue.
No worries. Sishen arrived at Donghai this afternoon. We've already met. We just had dinner together, and I booked her a room at the Nantu Hotel. Don't you worry.
That child was scheduled to travel with her team. But look at her, she had to arrive earlier on her own.
No worries. The reception had already been planned, anyway.
Mr. Song. Shishan had a hard time in the U.S. during her first year in university. Luckily, she had your assistance. Let me, if I may be so bold, call you Xiao Song. Our whole family remembers what you did.
Mr. Liang, please don't say that. It really was my pleasure to help.
Xiao Song. Shishan was a child when she left home. Her mom and I really don't know her very well either, you know. She's back in China on a business trip. Being a first-time leader, she's still inexperienced in team management. If you find any shortcomings in your interaction with her during this time, I hope you can give her more assistance as you did before.
Don't worry, Mr. Liang. Over the next few days, I'll do my best to work with Sishen in her role as delegation leader.
Okay. Well then, thank you very much, Mr. Song. I wish you luck in this joint venture.
Thank you, Mr. Liang.
Okay. As for Shishen, I'm counting on you.
You're welcome. That's all for now, Mr. Liang.
Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Liang, Jean here.
Hey, boss. What's up?
I heard you went to Donghai Island yesterday.
Well, you're well informed.
I remembered the manager of Donghai Chemicals was a friend of yours. It was one of the first companies that you recommended to me.
Yes. And I wasn't going to hide this from you.
I hate talking to my staff like this, but I just need to remind you that as a senior employee of Lyondell, our interests come first.
So are you warning me not to betray Lyondell?
Oh, come on. I trust you. Just some of the others might misunderstand you going there alone.
Is that what Robert told you? He doesn't know China at all. Mr. Song is indeed an old friend of mine. But I caught him off guard to see the true face of Donghai Chemicals. I didn't do this for Mr. Song. I did this for Lyondell.
Look, nobody's going behind your back. I just wanted to let you know that if the investment market gets unstable in China, we can always back out.
Jean, I know you're not satisfied with our investigation this month. So am I. But this doesn't mean we shouldn't invest in China. The ones we have investigated, they're probably not that bad. It's just the finance and the management system are different from ours. And they haven't adopted the international accounting system. I just want to say, I know China has many problems. But it also has huge potential.
Liang, don't push yourself too hard, all right? If you don't reach your investment targets, it's all right. You can have your old job back.
You mean being a worker bee in a cubicle of investment department? Then why did I leave Wall Street?
Relax, Liang. We're just talking about our job here.
All right. Just give me a few more days, and I will give the most authentic data of Donghai Chemicals. If you still want to give up, I will do as you say.
All right. I'll speak to you later. Good luck.
Bye. Here we are, guys.
Mr. Song. Welcome to Donghai Chemicals.
This is Mr. Song, the Vice Director. And this right here is Robert, our legal advisor and the best lawyer I have ever seen.
Nice to meet you.
This is Howard, our engineer. He's responsible for all technical aspects.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So let's get to work according to the previously agreed process.
Please.
Have you delivered the coffee?
Yes, sir.
And the ice? Those cold, resilient foreigners adore it.
Sure.
Don't dismiss foreign affairs.
Got it.
We will split into 3 teams tomorrow. Howard's team will assess the equipment at the machinery sites. Carrot and I need to check Donghai's financial statements for the last 2 years. Robert and his assistant need to see all the employment contracts and sales contracts since the plant was built. Please pass on my requests to Mr. Song. And if we don't get to acquire all of this information, it will affect our next step.
Don't worry. All of these records are available according to Mr. Song.
Great. Thank you.
Joe, have you found all the user contracts that were renewed last year?
There are no contract workers in our list. There's no need to present those. Outsource ancillary projects.
All right, that's enough. Get to work on what the leader has requested.
Okay, all
Hurry up.
right. All right, excuse me.
This is our bulletin board. This way, please. Here we are. These are the financial statements.
Financial analysis?
The employment contracts are as follows.
Employment contracts?
And these are our sales contracts.
Sales contracts.
Everything is here.
Okay, thanks. We'll get down to business then.
Sure.
Okay, guys, let's get started.
Xiaoyan, where is the first batch of contracts from last March?
It's in cabinet number 3. I'll bring it over.
Okay. Hey, Xiaoyan.
Oh, hey.
Is Mr. Song still here?
Of course.
Is he in a bad mood?
Why are you asking?
I forgot to have Mr. Song sign a bill.
Did you forget the rules of Donghai? Every day, important reports and documents must be presented by 4 p.m.
I've been busy serving those foreigners these past few days.
Come in.
Sorry, Mr. Song. There's really too much to handle today. First workshop pulled out a year's worth of material way bills. I was too engrossed in double-checking the export declarations and so on for them.
Heavy oil way bill. take note of this. Next time, please send me such important bills before 4 p.m.
I understand. Hey, Mr. Ma.
Xiao Zhang, hey, no scolding today? Go on.
Goodbye, Mr. Ma.
Come in.
Xiao Zhang,
Huh? Mr. Ma.
what are you doing?
Reviewing a document. Come, have a seat.
Sure. Whoa, you have a good room. Hey, I just saw Xiao Zhang come out of your office. It looked like you didn't scold him today. Is my observation correct?
Mr. Ma, are you here to talk with me about the delegation from Lyondell?
Yes, you're right. After all, Lyondell is a giant in the global chemical industry. Their delegation is truly magnificent. I've heard that the account books for review alone took up a whole room. Liu was just telling me how exhausted he was from trying to keep up with them. And he also mentioned that your student was meticulously reviewing the accounts. He kept crying out that he needed to go on leave.
Leo is fine. We've already talked earlier. He can hold on.
Xiaosong, is it really necessary for Lyondell to audit the finances so thoroughly?
MNCs investing in JVs basically need to evaluate all aspects of the partner. Lyondell is only doing so to assess the worth of the Donghai investment.
Director General Zhou called to congratulate us on our success in finding a joint venture partner.
We really have to thank him for his unwavering support for Donghai.
Xiaosong, I asked Director General Zhou about how the Japanese side would be handled. And his answer was, carry on at the normal pace. If you have no further remarks, I will arrange for Han side to carry on first.
We've been in touch with them for almost a year, and our negotiations began much earlier. Whereas Lyondell's equipment is of great technological quality, but I fear that the conditions will be more difficult. Let's just negotiate with both sides and work with the side where talks go well.
Okay.
Just put it on the table. Mr. Song, I thought it was the coffee boy.
Still working?
Yeah.
Have all your colleagues left yet?
Professional Americans have to defend their great 8-hour workday with their lives.
You should take a rest too. You've been working for 14 hours straight since 7 this morning.
I haven't finished my plans for the day.
Well, why don't we have a chat?
Please. So, please instruct Mr. Song.
It's been a long day. How about we talk about the past?
The past? How long ago is that?
Almost 10 years ago. When I first began working at Jinzhou, I was only a few years older than you are now. I was promoted to my first management role, and I was in charge of 2 qualified, well-connected, but underskilled technicians.
I remember that. You wrote to me and told me that one of them was called Zhao Chao. He couldn't do anything but copy. And the other was Jia Wei. They did nothing every day and pushed all the work to you. And then you had to put up with fatigue and then their disdain.
I'm surprised you still remember. However, the lesson from this incident will always be remembered.
So, Mr. Song, you're not going to use it to teach me that I can't do a job well based on solo efforts, right? Tell me that I'm wrong.
You're right.
So many years have passed. Why are you still treating me like a schoolgirl?
This is only the beginning of the story. Don't you want to know the ending?
In the end, you communicated with your own team, and you worked hand in glove and was praised by your own superiors.
Hand in glove?
I said that on purpose. Who told you to teach me with such a simple story? I protest.
Okay. But I didn't work hand in glove like you said. At that time, I wasn't much of a communicator, and I mostly worked alone. And in a few months, I finished 3 people's work for a year. But in the end, the higher-ups never rewarded me, and my life became harder than I thought. I needed to seek counsel from my mentor in the end.
Mentor? The secretary of Jinzu plant?
Secretary Shui. I still call him mentor to this day.
It's the same as me. I still call you Mr. Song.
He quoted this to me: "Soften the glare, merge with dust."
I really don't get that. I am not that good when it comes to understanding quotes.
I didn't get it either. So I asked Secretary Shui. We were playing basketball at the time, and he asked me, "No matter how skilled you are, you can't play in a court and defeat a team, can you?" And I recall him mentioning the 2 major characteristics of modern industrial structure and management: labor division and collaboration. If I encouraged individualism and my team was unable to keep up, we would be even more divided, and eventually I would just find myself alone again.
So tell me, what exactly does that quote mean?
It means that instead of overshadowing others, we should all strive to work in harmony with the community around us.
Can you tell me why you didn't mention this in your letters?
I remember back then we decided to write in English, right? My English wasn't good enough to deliver such a complicated message.
So what you're trying to tell me is that I need to be aware of my surroundings?
I'm just trying to show you that you don't have to hold everyone to your standards. Your colleagues may not be as bright or as committed as you are, but they can still work within their own limits.
So you're saying this to help me?
Perhaps you are too intelligent and too strict. I was thinking that your subordinates might be under pressure, so all I wanted to do was to shed a light on your managerial approach.
I completely disagree. Is preaching going to help me? Do you think I've never been preached at? My parents and grandparents are all cadre leaders, and they love to preach to me. So if preaching really worked, the West wouldn't have ruled modern history. Instead of spending energy on that so-called quote, we should develop a system that works.
Yes. Developing systems is an effective way of managing. However, all systems must be centered on people. Remember, they have to be built on communication. Because if communication fails, it's tough to implement the best systems.
Mr. Song, I admit that I am having some management issues right now. I have a major communication gap with those Americans. I came to you a day early because they were beginning to doubt this China work trip. And that is why, in order to reclaim their trust, I need to find the right investment as soon as possible.
I don't know what companies you visited, but I'm confident that with the technology available in Donghai, you'll be able to persuade those foreigners.
That's true. From the results gathered over the last few days, Donghai is indeed suitable for investment. The problem now is that there's not enough time. My boss, Jean, only gave me a week to check Donghai's assets. In this week's time, if those colleagues of mine won't help me, I'll never be able to complete a good enough investment report on my own.
It's only been 3 days. You still have time.
Mr. Song, you don't get US companies at all. The investment reports they approve cover a wide range of topics: finance, equipment, taxes, profitability models add up to hundreds of pages. You should be aware of how long the Japanese delegation took to assess. Anyway, I don't believe I'll be able to finish all these tasks in 4 days.
So are you saying that This joint venture has failed?
Maybe not.